Sammy Slick vows to rid Ybor City of vampires after a Foxy strip club dancer suspects a new owner of luring men in as prey. There are times where this movie shines and there are times where it doesn't. For the most part, it is filmed well with the use of lighting and framing, but there are also times where there's excessively shaky footage. Lights are blown out and dark scenes contain noise, which is any low-budget horror film's Achilles heel. The sound is probably my biggest complaint. Each scene seems to have a different volume level, and sound effects seem to peak almost every time. The choice of music is acceptable and works, but aside from a few pieces of ambience, there's not a lot of score to the movie. The plot is pretty straightforward as in the overview I mentioned. Dude kills vampires, gets himself an assistant, finds out about a vampire nightclub, and realizes he has to do his job and kill the boss lady. The pacing of the story is good, but it's pretty predictable. The actors in this movie are what you would expect from a low-budget movie. Sammy, played by Klein Wong, doesn't do a bad job and is probably the most seasoned-feeling actor in the movie. His assistant Ashley, played by Ariel Megan, plays a good supporting role who, based on her reactions, sometimes overshadows the lead. Barbara Solova plays the nightclub owner and vampire boss, Vampiress Sophia. Her acting isn't too bad, but I don't get the feeling she's a leader or an authoritative figure. The only other character that has any lasting impression would be DeAndre Noir. He played Tony Shock and Awe. Yes, that's his name. In my opinion, this should have been Sammy. He brought something to the screen that I felt Sammy lacked. His character was memorable and sucked you into the scene. Would I watch this movie again? Probably not. There were some things that were just deal breakers to me. The movie started with some drone work, which struggled to keep the shot in the frame, and could have been really nice had it been reshot. The CGI could have been removed completely and still told the story. The fight scenes were hit or miss. The choreography was on point in some shots and way off base in others. Minor tweaking there would have really helped make the scenes more enjoyable. There's always welcome nude scenes in low-budget horror, but this movie makes the mistake that so many other low-budget movies make. Just because someone is willing to get naked on camera doesn't mean they should. This also goes with dancing. They either got it or they ain't. When choosing locations, choose wisely. The club appears to be someone's garage. Some things you just can't disguise. When using props, don't settle. Sammy explains that he uses silver stakes instead of wooden ones. The only problem is that the stakes he uses are obviously made of wood and spray painted silver. That just doesn't pass. As well as the vampire's teeth. They're pretty bad. Something else that really stuck out right away was the use of hard cuts to black scenes for transitions. It's hard to use these properly, and when used frequently, they seem to stop the story and momentum, which makes it hard to re-engage the viewer. Lastly, the ending. It's quite anticlimactic, but at least he gets the girl in the end. It leaves off room for a sequel, and I'd be interested to see where they take the story and the characters. But until that time, at least Sammy got the girl.